Good morning everyone, Hendrik here from Beat Sonic. It's really early, it's like 5:45 a.m. Today we're heading to Shizuoka to the Fuji AE86 BRZ STYLE event. It's about 240 k's drive from here. It's going to be about two and a half hours. And we hope to see a lot of cool cars today, and of course Beat Sonic's going to be there showcasing some of our products. So yeah, come with us for the show, and we'll show you around. Okay, so we are here at Fuji Speedway for the Fuji AE86 BRZ STYLE 2024 event. Lots of cars here, lots of vendors here. The rain has stopped and the sun's starting to come out, so it's really good. We're going to see a lot of cars, a lot of interesting vendors, so let's take a look around and see how they do it in Japan for the GR86 and the BRZ. So we're at the AE86 section of the car park at Fuji Speedway, and there are a lot of fantastic looking AE86s here. I would probably say, what do we got? Maybe 400 cars in total, all down here, all down there. It extends all the way back over that way. What, 200-300 cars probably? AE86 Levin and AE86 Truno. They look like it's a bit of a mix of both, but yeah, really impressive to see so many really good looking cars. These older cars still on the road. These owners are obviously taking really good care of these vehicles. Fantastic to see. Let's go check out some of the GT86 and the GR86 cars. GR86 GT86 / BRZ section, and there's probably a good, I'd estimate maybe 400-500 cars parked here. Let's do a quick lap, see some of the interesting modifications and things that are done to these cars here at the Fuji event. That's pretty cool. Work rims, nice and lowered. Brembo brakes. Big brake kit. You see a lot of these with the big brake upgrade. Probably 4-pot, 6-pot, maybe a 6-pot caliper. More brake upgrades. White rims look really good on these. It's got the wide body kit. Again, white wheels. Oh, it's got a turbocharger on it. HKS turbocharger kit. Yeah, that'd be fun to drive. It's got some interesting cold air intake setup. This has got like a Toyota Mark X front end on it. I'd say that's the BRZ section over here. So this has all been the Toyota GR86, and you got the BRZ over there. I think everyone's taking it easy because the road is so wet. Nobody's really pushing it, which is totally understandable. I wouldn't want to be pushing it in the wet either. Yeah, I like this one. I think this one's done really nice. Those are 18-inch wheels, but they look really big on this car. That's a very unusual color too, this one. Two of that color. That guy's Sendai から来たね. That car's come from Sendai. And this is always a good combination, the gold wheels on the WRC blue body. You don't see too many yellow ones. That's pretty rare, that paint option. Let's go this way. Big eyelids on this one. Big eyelids. It's a pretty wild body kit. This is like the BRZ exclusive area. That's pretty wild. Let's check out this one. Kawaii fitment. Ton of bearings. Here's something really interesting. This is a GR86 with a 2J GTE, probably, with it converted to a single turbo. Of course, it's heavily modified. Big front-facing plenum chamber, probably the intercooler, yeah, big intercooler at the front. Absolutely enormous Garrett turbo on it. Yeah, this is wild. Yeah, there's not much left of the original interior. This is yeah. Yeah, it's basically a race car with a GR86 shell on it. car is really interesting because it's a concept car that runs the hydrogen fuel cell, but it has the original 4AG ZE engine in it. So it's the 1600cc with the supercharger, but they've converted it to run on a hydrogen fuel. So theoretically, the only emissions this car has is water. What's really interesting is you can retain the original engine, and we've just spoken to the guy. The engine internals are all standard internals. You don't need to do anything special with it. The only thing they've done is change the injectors to be compatible with the hydrogen fuel. So very interesting, and they've still got to do a lot more testing, but this is certainly seems to be a viable alternative to the EV engine type of trend that's going around, where they're installing a motor in these older vehicles. Well, here you can retain the original engine, retain the heart and soul of the vehicle, but have it run on hydrogen fuel. So yeah, it'd be really interesting to see how this pans out in the future. Okay, so here we have another restore rebuild AE86, but this time it's got the engine out of a GR Corolla GR YARIS. So, but they've taken the turbo off it because the guy was just explaining that with the turbo it's going to be a bit overpowered. So yeah, very interesting to see. It's the first time I've seen this engine in a rear-wheel drive configuration. Normally this engine is designed for a front-wheel drive vehicle, GR YARIS, GR Corolla, but here they've managed to install it connected to the rear-wheel drive, to the rear axle, and this would be a lot of fun to drive too, no doubt. All right, here we go. All right, guys, now a word from our sponsor, which is, of course, BeatSonic. So this is a great opportunity to talk a little bit about the BeatSonic demo car. This car gets around to a lot of the events throughout Japan and attends a lot of the Toyota dealership events as well. We have it here in the garage. I just want to say a big thanks to a lot of our supporters, a lot of the Japanese car accessories makers that have provided a lot of the parts, aftermarket accessories that we've put on this car to transform it into the vehicle that you see here. For example, we've got Tom's. Tom's have been very kind in providing these wheels. Max Orido, they provided these aggressive multi-LED headlights. We have Ganador, which have provided the stainless steel exhaust system. We have this aero body kit that's been provided by Cool. You've got the Brid, or sometimes pronounced Bride, the seats in the car. What else we got? We got Project Mu rotors and brake pads, which really look good against the black rims. Yeah, so it's a pretty good looking car. You know, personally, I'd like a little bit more offset on those wheels, but in Japan, the Toyota dealerships, they're pretty strict on wheel offset. If you've got even a little bit of poke, a hint of poke, they'll kindly refuse to service your car. So yeah, that's why we've got it set up like this. Ask me how I know. Yes, well, anyway. So in this vehicle, we have the BeatSonic amplifiers, we have the Encore X DSP amplifier, and we have the Encore Alpha plug-and-play amplifier. They're now set up on a switch box, and the whole point of this demo car is to let our customers experience firsthand the impact that the BeatSonic amplifiers make in this vehicle. So we've got it all set up here. We'll jump inside, we'll have a listen, and hopefully I'll be able to share with you some of the upgrades that are possible with the BeatSonic amplifiers. So before we get started, I'll just quickly mention the head unit. Of course, this is a very different head unit to the export model. The Japanese GR86 and the BRZ, they're actually a dealer installed head unit. This doesn't have Apple CarPlay, doesn't have Android Auto, but it does have navigation and a few other different features built in. But yeah, the main point of this video is to show you the BeatSonic amplifiers. So hopefully the microphones are going to be able to pick up the difference that our amplifiers make and some of the key features of what these amplifiers can do. So we'll hit play. So we got this on the factory setting in the middle. This is the factory speakers. This is the 8-speaker system. Give it a bit more volume. So hopefully the microphone picked that up, but as soon as we switch to the Encore Alpha, the low frequency response is greatly improved. Actually, the full range from the mids and the highs, everything becomes a lot more clearer. There's a lot more separation, a lot more detail that you pick up in the music. So it really does quite make a remarkable difference. I'm not sure if the mic's going to pick all that up, but yeah, hopefully you get something out of it. So the next step we're going to do is the DSP amplifier. The DSP amplifier features are going to be a lot more difficult to demonstrate in this video because one of the key features of the DSP is the sound stage, which creates almost an imaginary sound stage in the middle of the dash where all the sound is kind of focused in on. So it sounds like, instead of like being able to pick out where each speaker is, it's almost like the sound is floating in space in front of you. And of course the bass and the mids and the highs are all greatly improved over the factory sound. So let's give this a go. I'll put it back into the neutral position. So what's happening there is when I switch over to the DSP amplifier, instead of being able to pinpoint where the sound is coming from each speaker, the corner dash speakers here and the door woofers, it tends to create a soundstage right here, so that the sound is almost like you're listening to the person playing right in front of you, or the speakers are here right in front of you in this imaginary space. The clarity is so much more improved because of the time alignment has been adjusted. Instead of having the sound from this speaker arriving at a certain time and then the other speaker arriving at a certain time, they're actually corrected and aligned, so you get a much more richer, more clearer sound experience with a lot more detail. It is quite remarkable. So let's try that again. So now I can hear this speaker very clearly here. These speakers are coming through very loud. Now the sound is coming from here. Yeah, so that's a little bit about the Beatsonic amplifiers. The Encore X in particular, you can download the software, you can tune it yourself for those who are a little bit familiar with or want to learn about DSP tuning. You can download the software, install it on your PC, on your laptop, you can tune it yourself. But of course we have pre-tuned sound files for both the 8-speaker and the 6-speaker versions of the GR86 and the BRZ, both for right-hand drive and left-hand drive. So it's literally a plug-and-play installation, and you can enjoy a greatly improved music experience in your car without having to do all that tuning yourself. But of course, if you do want to do the tuning yourself, you've got that option available as well. So yeah, thank you very much for watching.